For most people, especially women, being in a relationship and falling in love is a big deal. The days when most women thought that men would simply sweep them off their feet and that they would live happily ever after, like in a fairy tale, are long gone. Most women want a committed relationship with you that will last for a very long time. Even if a guy seems wonderful, some women won't fall in love right away. Now that is why you might initially notice signs that she's testing you. So now that the majority of potential suitors are aware that women regularly test them out, they all share the same curiosity. How can you tell that you are in the testing phase? Let's take a look, like and subscribe. She reveals her flaws. Some women share their flaws, whether they are real or not, to see how the guy reacts. She might then want to know whether you'll be around once you understand she has flaws that some people find unattractive before she really falls for you. Be honest in your thoughts on the subject if you start to see these indications that she is testing you, because this will determine whether you continue to work. She wants to know if you will be there for her in a pinch. Remember that when a woman asks you for help, she wants to know whether you are someone she could rely on. She's an independent lady, but now she's asking for me. She might ask that you prepare food for her or buy her medicine if she's feeling under the weather. She only wants to test your willingness to support her and be there for her in times of need. Women want to know whether they are your number one priority in your life. She offers to split the bill. Even on the first date, a girl could insist on splitting the cost, but this is one of the obvious signs she's testing you. And why? Well, no woman wants to foot the cost of the date when she is still considering the man. She is doing this to test your ability to protect her and take care of her needs, even if she can meet them. She likes to play hard to get. She's being a little bit tricky. She might be trying your patience by being hard to get. When you can't seem to persuade her, then you are honest in your love and intentions for her. It might get frustrating. Before she can confess to you and herself that she has fallen in love, she wants to know how serious you are about her and your relationship. She casually mentions her ex-boyfriends. One of the most obvious signs that she is testing you is this, usually for two reasons. One, to hear your thoughts on certain relationship scenarios, and two, to inform you of her deal breakers and love languages. Do not get irritated when she mentions them though. As you listen, show your understanding. Be sure to express your sorrow for all that happened to her and assure her that you will do all in your power to avoid hurting her again. Give her a taste of how you handle disagreements so that she will know she can rely on you. She observes your attitude. By watching my attitude towards her, is she trying to test me? Totally. You need to be aware that women are extremely perceptive and that manners matter. Whether it gets chilly, she wants to know if you give her your coat or hold the door for her. She's checking to see if your promises and conduct are being kept. She wants to know about your previous relationships. If she keeps bringing up the subject of your previous relationships, this is one indication that she is already trying to test you. She might already know the answers to these questions and is only testing you to see whether you are telling the truth. So, be careful not to lie to her. She wants to know who she's dealing with, and from your relationship history, she may assume that you'd be great in a relationship with her. One more piece of advice. If you see these signs, remember, she's testing you. She wants to know that you are a gentleman, so keep the contents of your previous relationships brief, but very clear. She doesn't return your calls or texts till a later time. She hasn't texted me back. Is she testing me? Maybe. She could be in some cases, or she could just be preoccupied with work or household chores at the time. But there are other instances when she is really trying to test you. She may have already seen your text or call, but she purposefully delayed responding to let you know that she wasn't just sitting around waiting for you. She wants to know if you would perceive her as a needy partner or not. If you want to pass this test, do not stop trying to convince her you are thinking of her and missing her whenever you do. Even better, plan dates that entice her to get to know you better so you can start texting and calling whenever the mood strikes. She tests you to your limits. I've run out of options. Why is she so unreasonable and difficult? You are right. When you think your lady friend is trying your tolerance and throwing fits at a time, she could be assessing your reaction to pressure by putting you in a certain situation. She wants to see how you would react by testing your patience. She refrains from being intimate with you. She won't play hard to get, but a lady who wants more than a short affair will hold back on sex and even kissing sometimes to see whether you are serious about her. She thinks that if a guy is only interested in being laid, he will quickly lose interest in dating her and simply move on. But a person who wants to emotionally connect with her would stay, proving to her that he still loves her. So wait for her when you see the clear hints that she is trying to test you by delaying sex. In comparison to what her body language would suggest, don't push the thought of sex on her. Instead, keep the chemistry alive with exciting dates. She introduces you to her loved ones. She wants me to be close to her friends and family. What is the meaning of this test? This is because these people are important to her. She wants to know what everyone thinks about you and your relationship. Of course, she cares what they think and she's curious if they will approve of your relationship. She introduces you to her buddies. This is one of the clearest signs she's trying to see if you are really into her or if she's been taken aback by her strong feelings for you. She is worried that her emotions can deceive her and prevent her from realizing her true motives or fatal flaws. On the other hand, her friends can study you and decide whether you like their friend and are suitable for her. So accept her invitation to meet her friends and act naturally while you are with them. Being considered worthy of knowing her inner circle and knowing that she clearly likes you is an honor. She causes you trouble when you make plans. Say your date was cancelled right before you were supposed to go out. She might also say she won't be able to make it to the agreed place and would want a change of plans. She can be testing your patience by doing this. Would you quietly accept a rescheduling, or would you be angry and demand explanations? Would you be persistent about sticking to your original plans, or would you go above and beyond to change them so that you could have more fun with her? Take a moment to allow your disappointment to subside when she causes you trouble. Even though you are hoping that everything would go according to plan, then you could reassure her that everything will be fine and arrange a new time or activity that will fit her needs. You will pass one of her key tests if you do this. Don't put yourself under pressure. You wouldn't have time to appreciate your relationship if you did. Just learn to understand every situation and behave accordingly, rather than giving her what she wants to see. Start by paying attention to her. This will give you a better understanding of her personality, her likes and dislikes, and her fears. Once you have this information, you will be better prepared to respond to her tests and pass them, and persuade her that you're the one she is waiting for.